أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Okay, if you remember, we discussed the noon, sakin and tanween rules, okay? Last week. We'll just go over them quickly before we move on to the rules for the meme sakin, right? What is the meaning of tanween? Does anybody know? Ibrahim?
When there's an extra sakin but there's a noon.
An extra noon sakin on the tanween, yeah? One line and then another line on top. That's two lines.
To the noon.
That is tanween, fatha tanween, or dhamma tanween, or kasra tanween. Okay? So that's what the meaning of it is. That term is for an extra noon sakina used on the end of nouns. The tanween is used on the end of nouns when continuing the reading but absent from the noun in the written form, and abandoned in pronunciation when stopping. So you would stop on the tanween, the fatha tanween as not as an. Okay, Ismail? Ismail? Yeah? Just listen here first. Okay? The noon sakin occurs in nouns and verbs, and in the middle of the word and at the end of the word. But as we said, tanween only occurs at the end of the word, at the end of the verb as well and the nouns. So what were the noon sakin rules? How many were there?
4.
Suleiman? How many noon sakin rules were there? 4. Yeah. What ones were they?
Ikfa, Ilgham, Idhar, and
Iqlab. Or qalb, yeah? Qalb meaning what? Qalb means heart. So they have taken this word iqlab from the word qalb, which means to change, and they've named it like that because the heart changes. Okay? So what was the meaning of idhar?
To read it clear.
To read the noon sakin clearly.
To it applied.
Yeah. What was the meaning of idgham? Remember?
Merge.
Do you know? The meaning of idgham?
To merge.
To merge, yes. You're merging the noon into the next letter, isn't it?
Yeah, so like none,
What were the letters of idgham? Can anybody tell me that? Ya, ra,
Lam.
lam,
Ain.
waw,
Wow.
noon,
And raw.
and meme.
And
We've said that.
yeah.
Okay. Right. So, okay. Now we're looking at the word, the iqlab, okay? If you will see it on the screen. Those who will be watching this later on, they will not be able to see it on the screen, but hopefully in the future we'll get these facilities. The applied definition of idhar was what? To pronounce the noon sakin clearly. Yeah? To pronounce the noon sakin directly from its articulation point. Yeah? Do you remember? Would you know any words with the idhar rule of a noon sakin? Just to demonstrate to me how you would read that word.
From anywhere.
Any word.
Even in there.
In any, okay? Just say it loudly. No.
Can I read it from there?
It's okay, don't worry.
Can I read it from there?
Yeah, you can do.
ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
So, the one that is tanween, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay? Kufuwan ahad. Why do you read the noon sakin clearly?
Look at how to.
And when do you read it clearly? When do you read the noon sakin clearly? Or to put it into more simple term, when do you apply the idhar of a noon sakin? Yes, Amba.
When the 6 letters of itar come after noon sakin.
Just a bit louder, please, yeah? Yeah, when the
6 letters of idhar come
Yeah.
after noon sakin or tanween.
right. Do you know the 6 letters of idhar?
Yeah.
Ain ha, ghain ha, kha, ghain.
Ibrahim?
Hamza ha, ain ha, wain.
Just a bit louder, please.
Hamza ha, ain ha, ha, and wain.
Hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. 2 letters from the bottom of the throat, 2 letters from the middle of the throat, and 2 letters from the top of the throat. Hamza, ha are the bottom of the throat letters. Yeah? Ain, ha are from the middle part of the throat. Right where the apple is here, right? And then ghain and kha come from the top of the throat. Okay? Now, so this is when you say the noon sakin clearly, right? When after noon sakin or tanween, you have one of these 6 letters coming through. Okay, these letters are called what are they called? حروف الحلقية. حروف الحلقية. حروف الحلقية, meaning the letters of the throat. Halq means throat. Yeah? حروف الحلقية. حروف is the plural of harf, meaning letter. The plural would be letters. Okay? حروف الحلقية. The letters of the throat, because they all come from the throat. Okay? So, understand that? Letters of the throat, the idhar letters. Yes, come on.
Yeah.
What were they called?
The letter of idhar.
Yeah. What were they called?
What? Pardon?
What were they called? Those letters? They've got a name.
Tanween.
No. Those letters. What were the idhar letters again? Ain, Hamza, Ha, Ghain, Ain, Ha, Ghain, Kha.
You can't see.
Just sit there. Don't worry. Yes.
It's called
Huruf al-halqiyya. Letters of the throat. I've just said it. Okay? Can you just press that close app on the edges? It says there close app. Okay, just close it and we'll continue. Just close it.
Please, I need
Close
to
there.
join the
Yeah,
two
that's
videos
fine.
together.
No, that's fine. Okay? So when the noon sakin or tanween is at the end of the word, and the tanween is only at the end of the word. Alright? And the first letter of the following word is one of the 6 letters of Huruf al-Halqiyya, or the letters of the throat. That is when you recite the noon sakin or tanween clearly. Okay, you just say, for example, Tayran Ababila, because Tayran, after the noon sakin there, Hamza comes. Hamza is a part of that 6-letter group, right? So, for example, can you give me another example here? Amba. just one example of, you know, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. See the tanween there. Okay? Now, this tanween, there is, apart from the fact that there are three types of tanween, as in fatha tanween, kasra tanween, and dhamma tanween, but there is another type. The two lines in the idhar state, the tanween are two straight lines like this, isn't it? Yeah? Two straight lines, as you can see in here. Okay, when they are straight like this, yeah, equal in length as well, then you know that this tanween, after this tanween, there is an idhar letter coming. So you say it clearly. Okay? So for example, min ayyi shay'in khalaqah. In hamza khalaqa. Alright? Suleiman, another one? Salamun hiya. So you say salamun, not salamun hiya, or salam, you know, you don't hide it. You say it clearly so that the listener who is listening to you, he can hear you reciting the noon clearly. Right? Or خَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ عَلَقٍ. See the ayn here? Min alaq. So you say the noon clearly. Min alaq. Okay? That is idhar state. The next one, okay, would be the insertions. Okay, there's no need to go through every example that we have in here, as long as we understood the point. The insertion or merging. What was that rule called? Idgham. Yeah? Just speak a bit louder, okay? So, the applied definition, joining the non-vowel letter in with a vowel letter. Non-vowel meaning a sakin letter. Join that with a letter mutaharriqah, meaning a letter with the vowels, okay? The articulation point is lifted from its position after idgham. Okay? As one movement. Okay? That is idgham. If that's not clear, we'll go through it. What are the letters of idgham? Number? Ya, ra, lam, waw, mim, noon. Okay? So they have formed a letter, they have formed a word, yarmaloon. You know, in order to help you remember the letters, you just have to remember the word, and then the letters come in there, you know, automatically. Okay? So the idgham further divides into how many groups more? Yes, Ismail?
Two.
I mean, Suleiman, sorry.
Two.
Two groups. They're called what? What's the first group called? Yes, Amba? Idghamu bil-ghunna. Or bi-ghunna, sorry. Idghamu bi-ghunna. And the second group is idghamu bi-ghayri ghunna. Idgham, merging without nasalization, and merging with nasalization. So idghamu bi ghunna, meaning idgham with nasalization, merging with nasalization. Idghamu bi ghayri ghunna, bi ghayri meaning without. Remember the word bi ghayri meaning without. That's the word that means without. So the rest of them you can understand them. Idghamu bi ghayri ghunna, merging without the nasalization, without the nasal sound coming from the nose. Okay? The rules of tanween and a noon sakinah are clarity, merging, changing, and hiding. Okay? Meaning idhar, idgham, iqlab, and ikhfa. Okay? So when there is a throat letter after a noon sakina, make the noon sakin clearly. Okay? But now insertion with the nasalization. What are the letters of insertions with the nasalization? Which ones are the letters that belong to the rule idghamu bi gunna? Yeah? Remember? Yes, Sama?
Ya, waw, mim, nun.
Ya, waw,
Mim.
mim, and noon. Right.
And without it is not.
Yeah. And so then automatically we understand that idghamu bi ghayri gunna are the letters of ra and lam, isn't it? Yeah? So 4 letters that belong to the rule idghamu bi gunna, 2 letters that belong to idghamu bi ghayri gunna, meaning they make up a group of 6 letters. Lam and ra, when ra and lam come after noon sakin, you completely merge the noon into the lam or the ra. Okay? So how would you read this one here now? This is with the gunna. Rule with the gunna. How would you read this one here? So qulub, you got Ismail? Right, okay. Sulaiman? Where are the rules in here that we're talking about? We're talking about idgham rules in this place, in this verse. Ba with tanween, ba with dhamma, qulubuy, and then ya comes after that, so you don't read the noon there, you merge the noon into the ya. But what happens is, there is gunna here, meaning nasalization, because when you're saying qulubuy yawma, qulubuy, if you touch the nose, you feel a little bit of a vibration that then you can tell the sound is going through there. So that is why there is a sound from the nose here. Yes, Ismail?
I'm not the one doing it. You keep on talking to me that he's going
Okay, that's fine.
to school called Barbie Girl.
Just listen, please.
I'm not
Okay.
You can ask him then.
Just
What are you
listen.
doing?
Thank you. That's good. Next one, Amber. The next example. Wara. Ra is full mouth, isn't it? Wara'ihim muhit. Okay? Okay. If a noon sakin is followed by one of the idgham letters within one word, there is no idgham. Yeah? If it is followed within one word, then there is no idgham in there. So for example, you've got 4 letters, 4 words, yeah, that comes with noon sakin and then one of the idgham letters following that, but there is no idgham because they come all within one word. So the joining is only when noon sakin is in the end of one word and one of the 6 letters of idgham begins the next word. So one more talking on that side. I'm just going to put them one more page back. Thank you. Thank you. Right. One more talking now. If anybody talks one more time, I'll just put the one page back again. Okay? So, please listen. Okay? How would you read this one here, Amber? So, see here you've got the waw coming after noon sakin, but because they come from one word, qinwanun, there is no merging, because you can't merge letters that all belong to one word. Understand? You can only merge them if one belongs to the last word and the other belongs to the next word. So here, for example, dunya. Yeah? Dunya. Noon, sakin, and then ya coming after that, but there is no merging. Okay? It would have no meaning. The reason for idhar in these cases is that idgham rule was applied. You know, if the idgham rule is applied, the meaning of the word would be lost. Okay? An exception to the rule that the idgham rule can only be applied between two words is the beginning separated letters, written as one word at the beginning of the surahs. Yeah? For example, in the Shu'ara wal Qasas. For example, you have this. How would you read this one here, Ibrahim? So here, although the noon sakin at the end of the letter sin, yeah, the noon sakin here at the end of the letter sin, yeah, because these are haruf al-muqatta'at, meaning the abbreviated letters. Okay, then that means, because even though they come within one word, but there is merging because they are read as separate, even though one word but as separated letters. Ta sin mim. You don't say ta sin mim, you say ta sin mim. This is the only exception where the noon sakin is in the same word as the next idgham letter, but there is merging. The rest they're not. Okay? The separated letters at the beginning of the surahs are read as if letters were written out. So in this case they are read as ta, sin, mim. See the noon sakin here, right? Next one, for example, you've got Yasin. Okay? Another exception to the idgham bi-gunna rule is the noon sakin followed by a waw, in which noon sakin is the last letter of the separated spelled out letters at the beginning of the surahs, and the following letter after that is a waw. Yeah, this occurs twice in the Quran. Once in Surah Yasin, and the other in the beginning of Surah Al-Qalam. If you were to join these two letters here, what would you do? If you want to join the two verses, how would you read that? Yes? This noon, do you read it clearly if you were to join the verses or not? You don't. You do not. No, you don't. You do not. You don't say Yasin wal Quran. No. Here you read the noon sakin clearly. Yeah? Even though waw comes after it. Understand? Even though waw comes after it, you read this noon sakin clearly. Yes. Yeah, because they are separate verses. Yasin wal Qur'anil Hakim. Yeah. Insertion without gunna, idghamu bi ghayri gunna. Here we have, if there is noon sakin and then comes after that a lam or a ra. So the two remaining letters of the group Yarmalun are the letters that comprise its rule. They are the lam and the ra. When one of these letters begins a word that follows one that has a noon sakin or tanween at the end of it, we then completely merge the noon into it. Okay? So how would you read this one here, Amba? واشكروا له. Okay, so من رزقه, because this ra, noon sakin merged into the ra, or noon sakin merged into the lam, there is no gunna. Yes, go on. Okay, listen. Ibrahim, can you read this?
ويل لكل همزة لمزة.
ويل لكل همزة لمزة. Okay, so this tin lumaza, this noon sakin here is completely merged into the lam. Lumaza. Okay, just one an exception of the bighayri gunna here is made in the Hafs and Asim. Hafs and Asim, Hafs is a person whose tajweed that we are learning. Yeah, in Surah Al-Qiyamah, ayat 27, due to a what was this called? Sakta, right? Breathless pause between the noon sakin and the ra in the ayah. So how would you read this one here, Amba? When after وقيل, no, with the, yes, Ibrahim.
وقيل من راق.
وقيل من راق. This pause here, you see a little scene on top. Yeah, this pause is called sakta, right? That means you stop the sound but not the breath. You keep the same breath, and that's what enables the noon to be read here clearly, and the ra has no shadda on it. If ra has a shadda, this scene would be taken out, and then the noon sakin will be incorporated into the ra. Then it would be read as وَقِيلَ مَرَّاقٍ. But no, in fact, in this case, yeah, in Surah Al-Qiyamah, verse 27, لا أقسم بيوم القيامة. I think it's the chapter that begins like that. وَقِيلَ مَنْ راق. So here you read the noon sakin clearly. Here we read, yeah, as we said, then stop for a short time without taking a breath, then read raq. The sakta is what prevents the idgham from merging, okay, from taking place, since it prevents the noon and the ra from meeting. That's the reason why. Now, complete and incomplete merging. The scholars are in agreement, yeah, that when a noon sakin or tanween merge with a lam or a ra, the idgham merges complete. Why? Because there is no traces of noon left at all. Mir rabbika, okay, or mir rabbikum. You don't hear any noon sakin there at all. There is no hiding, there is no nasalization or anything like that. Okay, so the complete merging is denoted by the shadda, as we said earlier, right? There is agreement among the scholars that when a sakinah, noon sakinah or tanween merge with a ya or waw, that this is idgham naqis. What is the meaning of idgham naqis? Incomplete merging, meaning that there is a little bit of that sound from the noon sakin and a bit from the next letter. Yes, is incomplete. Idgham naqis. Okay, the merging is not complete because there is a gunna left in that, and right. This is the reason why you do not see a shadda over the ya and a waw, yeah, in the majority of the printings of the Quran where there is idgham. Okay, you don't see any idgham. All right, I mean you don't see any shadda on it. Okay, because noon and shadda do not have a gunna in their natural pronunciation, in their nature. That's the reason why there is no shadda on there. Although there is merging, but there is no shadda. On the rest of the letters, you do have a shadda on there. Okay. So next one, change, and then we'll stop over. We'll stop after this. Change. We'll do the iqlab and ikhfa, and after that we'll stop for today. The applied definition of its meaning, the changing the noon sakin into the meme when it is followed by a ba. Yes? Alright? So in this case, the noon sakin is changed into a meme. Yeah? In pronunciation but not in writing. In writing it remains the same, in pronunciation it changes. Then you'll have a little meme on top there to show that there is here an iqlab. Okay? You may note that the most copies of the Quran have a very small meme written over it. Okay? Then the examples on here are, for example, فَقَالَ أَنْبِئُونِي, and you do have a little bit of a gunna there, right? أَنْبِئُونِي. After the lesson, please.
Okay.
I want to see you reading there a bit more, right? Okay, because I will fail you. Easy. Don't waste your time, right? Changing the noon sakin or tanween into a complete meme in pronunciation but not in writing, so that no trace of the sound of the noon sakin is left. Okay? Now, hiding the meme, okay? Just read one or two more examples.